Welcome to the 10 Minutes Gold Mine, where every book gives you a treasure of knowledge in just 10 minutes. The Liars Club by Mary Karr. Introduction. The Liars Club by Mary Karr is a deeply personal and evocative memoir that delves into the complexities of growing up in a family filled with contradictions and turmoil. Set against the backdrop of a small, oil town in Leachfield, Texas, Karr recounts her experiences with her dysfunctional family and the challenges of overcoming her chaotic upbringing. With biting humor and vivid descriptions, she brings to life the trauma, love, and survival instincts that shaped her early years. Through this memoir, Karr not only reflects on her past but also takes us on a journey of self-discovery, resilience, and the power of storytelling. Part 1. A Chaotic Childhood. Mary Karr's childhood was far from ordinary, marked by instability, confusion, and a deep sense of fear. Her father, an alcoholic, often oscillated between moments of tenderness and fits of rage, creating a volatile environment at home. His behavior, unpredictable and erratic, set the tone for much of Karr's early experiences. Her mother, on the other hand, was emotionally fragile and battled mental health issues. Though she loved Karr deeply, her capacity to nurture was often compromised by her own personal struggles. Karr's family lived in a house filled with secrets. While Karr's father could be kind and affectionate, his alcohol-fueled episodes often made him dangerous. He frequently left the family for long stretches of time, disappearing into binges that left Karr and her mother to fend for themselves. Karr's mother, who was sometimes absent in the emotional sense, did the best she could but struggled with her mental health. Despite the occasional moments of tenderness, Karr felt deeply neglected and isolated. Her mother's mental health issues were a central part of Karr's experience. She remembers her mother's frequent hospitalizations and her inability to fully care for Karr in a traditional sense. The memoir highlights Karr's efforts to protect herself from the overwhelming chaos in her household. As a means of coping, she invented stories, often telling lies about her life to shield herself from the harshness of reality. This need to fabricate a different life for herself led to the creation of the Liars Club, an imaginary group Karr invented along with her sister, where they would make up elaborate tales as a way to escape their tumultuous home life. Through it all, Karr navigated her existence with a complex blend of fear, confusion, and resilience. Her ability to craft these stories not only helped her cope with her surroundings but also played a role in her development as a writer. The tragicomic elements of her childhood would later inform her writing style, blending humor with sorrow in a way that would become a hallmark of her memoir. Part 2. A Search for Identity. As Karr grew older, the emotional scars left by her chaotic childhood became more pronounced. She struggled with her sense of identity, caught between the love she felt for her parents and the immense damage they inflicted on her. The contrasting forces of love and resentment, tenderness and trauma, created a complex emotional landscape that Karr found difficult to navigate. Throughout her adolescence, Karr attempted to make sense of her fractured identity. She was constantly questioning who she was, trying to reconcile her emotional wounds with her desire to fit into a world that seemed increasingly foreign to her. In an effort to numb her pain, Karr turned to drinking and other self-destructive behaviors, desperately seeking a way to cope with the unresolved emotional turmoil she carried from her childhood. The memoir delves deeply into Karr's battle with depression and the sense of inadequacy she struggled with for much of her young adulthood. She often felt out of place, unable to connect with others in a meaningful way, and isolated by the trauma of her past. Her family's dysfunction became a constant backdrop to her life, and Karr's inability to escape from her past created a deep emotional void. Still, Karr maintained a sense of humor, even as she dealt with the darker aspects of her life, and her writing reflects that mix of pain and wit. During this period, Karr began to develop a sense of self-awareness. She recognized the toxicity of her relationship with alcohol and the self-destructive patterns she had adopted. However, breaking free from these habits proved challenging, and she continued to struggle with finding her place in the world. Her vulnerability and candidness in reflecting on her struggles make The Liars Club a poignant exploration of the complexities of growing up in a dysfunctional family. Part 3. The Power of Family and Resilience. One of the most compelling aspects of Karr's memoir is the exploration of family dynamics. While her parents' behavior caused her significant emotional pain, they also gave her the tools to survive and persevere. In many ways, Karr's resilience is a direct result of the harsh lessons she learned from her family. Her father's erratic behavior and addiction had a profound impact on Karr, but they also fueled her determination to create a different life for herself. Despite his flaws, Karr also had moments of affection and tenderness with her father, moments that showed a different side of him. This emotional push-pull created a complex relationship that Karr struggled to understand for much of her life. Similarly, Karr's mother, though often emotionally absent, also played a significant role in her development. Her mother's emotional fragility and struggles with mental illness may have left Karr feeling neglected, but they also imparted a certain resilience. Karr came to understand that despite her mother's inability to provide stability, there was a deep well of love and strength that Karr had inherited from her. The memoir paints a nuanced picture of family life, illustrating that even in the most dysfunctional relationships, there are moments of connection and love. Karr's willingness to see her parents as flawed human beings, rather than as villains, adds depth to her story and makes her reflections on family all the more impactful. Part 4. Coming to Terms with the Past. As Karr grew older, she began the difficult journey of coming to terms with her past. By the time she wrote The Liars Club, she had achieved significant personal growth, allowing her to reflect on her childhood with a new sense of clarity. Karr began to see her parents not just as the flawed individuals they were, but as people who had also experienced trauma and who had tried, in their own way, to provide for her. Karr's move away from Leachfield and her eventual escape from her family's turmoil were critical turning points in her life. She left behind the small town and its painful memories in search of a better future. Going to college was a key step in her transformation, providing her with the space to heal and reflect on her experiences. Distance from her family allowed Karr to break free from the toxic patterns that had defined her life up until then. As she processed her childhood, Karr began to see the positive aspects of her past. The love she had for her parents, despite their failings, and the lessons she learned from her upbringing, ultimately helped her grow as a person. The memoir is not just about overcoming adversity, but about embracing the complexities of human relationships and finding peace with the past. Part 5. The Impact of Writing and Redemption. Writing became Karr's means of processing her past and finding a sense of redemption. The act of writing The Liars Club allowed Karr to explore her memories, confront her fears, and ultimately gain a sense of peace. Writing served as both a cathartic release and a way to reclaim her narrative, something that was especially important for Karr, given the chaotic nature of her childhood. Karr's ability to tell her story with humor and compassion reflects her journey of self-acceptance. Through her writing, she was able to understand the complexities of her past and reclaim her voice. Writing allowed Karr to acknowledge the pain she had endured while also celebrating the resilience that carried her through those difficult years. Her memoir became a form of healing, offering both closure and a new perspective on her life. Conclusion. The Liars Club is a deeply moving and insightful memoir that explores the complexities of family, trauma, and resilience. Mary Karr's ability to blend humor with raw emotion makes this story both heartbreaking and uplifting. Through her journey of self-discovery and healing, Karr offers a powerful narrative about the importance of confronting the past, finding strength in the face of adversity, and embracing the complexities of human relationships. How did the Liars Club make you reflect on your own experiences with family and identity? Can you relate to any of the challenges Karr faced in her journey? Share your thoughts and reflections in the comments below. That's it for today's 10 Minutes Gold Mine. If you found value in this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and keep mining for more golden knowledge. See you in the next one.